Hello everyone and welcome. We are on the final day at Meet and we are at the BISK booth. I hope you have had a wonderful time with us and it is certainly a delight to be here. Now to my right I have Assistant Professor Dr. Idrees Hadi, Head of Board of Trustees at Tishk International University and former Ministry of Higher Education. And to my left I have Mr. Jacques, the Principal at British International Schools in Kurdistan. It is lovely to have both of you here, and I could not be more happy and delighted to have both of you at our booth.
Thank you.
Now, Professor Idrees, I'd like to have you speak a little bit for us about Tishk International University so that we can get familiar, break the ice, so to speak.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for this opportunity, actually, and for this interview, inviting me to here to talk about the education and higher education also. Our university is a private university, Tishk International University, established in 2008 in Erbil, Kurdistan region.
Yes.
And we have a branch in Suleymania also.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
So it's not just international, it's also all over the place.
Yes, of course. Our university actually consists of 8 faculties with 28 scientific departments.
Can you give us some examples?
Yes, we have, for example, in the medicine, we have dentistry, pharmacy, medical analysis, physiotherapy, nursing, and so on. This all specialization exists in our university.
Certainly. It's a rich environment.
Yes,
for
of course. And also, we have engineering, 9 faculties, starting from architecture, civil engineering, mechatronics, interior design, petroleum, and other 9 different engineering specialization. Also, we have aviation, by the way.
Aviation?
This is, yes,
that's new. Last time I heard.
and also, new departments, mechatronics, is combining between electronic and mechanics. This is very good.
Interesting.
And also we have law faculty. The law faculty, only faculty teaching in Arabic, are remaining all in English.
Yes.
Our system of education is Bologna process system. All European countries using this system, created our system, of course. And also we have faculty of education with mathematics, physics, biology, English language, and so on.
Of course, with English, since I'm an English teacher.
Okay. And also we have faculty of economic and also business, economic, accounting, banking, and also diplomacy. This is Department of Diplomacy and international relations. Yes, this is important.
Yes. Now, since all of these environments and departments, I'm sure it creates a diverse environment for all kinds of students, right?
Of course,
Now, since we have this huge, diverse environment, can you give us an estimation or a number of how many students at Tishk University?
We have approximately 5,000 students.
5,000 students.
This is only in Erbil. And also we have about 600 staff, most of them academic staff, about 350 like this one. Many professors, assistant professors, and also we have our staff from 15 different countries, nationalities, they are working here. From India, from Turkey, from Europe, from other countries.
Of course,
the international diversity, yes, exists.
The diversity, it's not only with students and departments, but it is
with
also
the staff also, yes.
Our teachers and staff members, right? Of course.
Yes. So we have, our university is international actually because we have accreditation from agency ZEVA. This is a German agency giving accreditation around the world to the Europe universities and other universities. We have more than 17 accreditation for all scientific departments. Besides of each department, we have institutional accreditation that cover the university as a whole. This is very important. recognized, our university also recognized by the Minister of Higher Education Baghdad. And recently we get recognition from the Minister of Higher Education Jordan. So we have relation with them with 10 universities in Jordan. So we are inviting for future to students to come to study in our university from other Arab countries. We are now planning, strategic planning for that one, for the future, of course.
This would create even a richer environment for
Of course.
almost everyone, if not everyone, at the university.
Also, we have postgraduate study, MSc. We already started previous year, and 53 students finishing their study here, and different specialization, of course.
Now, each different specialization, of course, has their own master's degree. Yes?
Master degree, yes. And also the research. In the research, we are very good. Our academic staff making research with high quality, actually, with the Scopus index, and also we have more than 500 research last year.
Of course, all of this
achieved,
research is helping move the education forward.
Besides of this one, you have social activities, besides of the teaching and other process. And actually, basically, we are focusing on the quality of education.
Yes.
And also our strategy plan, how to convert the teaching process to learning process, to be the student become ready for the labor market, and when they graduate, and they should go directly to their work without needing any training courses, because within the period of study we are offering for them training courses and other things, and we are combining between the theory and practice. This is important.
So this, I assume, I make the assumption that you as a university, Tishk University, also offer not just training courses, but also internships, yes?
Of course, internships. This is a part of their program, actually. Before graduation, they should have this, and they will go. Also, they will train in the factories, and the offices, and the companies. So we have relation with them, each according to their specialization. For example, those departments related to the medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, they will go to the hospitals, public hospital for training. And other, they will go to the private factories for training, for engineering and other. And in law faculty, they will go to that course to see and practice how this thing happening. So this is each specialization depending on, according to our plan for them annually. So this completing and between theory and practice.
Now, certainly, we'll move on with all of this. And our relation with Tishk International University is that we have an MOU, or a Memorandum of Understanding, between British International School, us, and Tishk University. And our one and only, Mr. Jacques, can fill in for the information that we might need for this.
Oh, first of all, I think just listening to the professor this morning, I mean, it's always so nice to listen to a person that is passionate about education. And I think just listening to him and explaining to him about what Tishk University offer, I think I don't even have to explain the reasons why we as a school have an MOU with the university. I think we as an international school, of course, are linking ourselves to universities that are forward-thinking and have these kind of programs that they offer. I think there's a couple of important ones. Is that, for example, accreditation. We as a school are going through currently our COBIS accreditation, and of course after that we'd also like to seek CIS accreditation. And again, for universities, when they know that they have MOUs with schools that have international accreditations, they also know that we are a school that offer quality education.
Certainly.
Of course, I would also like to hear that our universities that join Tishk, our students that join Tishk University finish it with the required period. and that they do well and that they excel. A couple of things already that I've seen that we also are seeing eye to eye is also not just about academics and what we offer, but also student welfare.
Certainly.
And I've been a couple of times at university, and there was a fierce table tennis tournament taking place, which I've seen the final. And as far as I understand, Tishk University runs an extensive student welfare program with all kinds of activities to ensure that students find that balance between academics and having fun within limits, and where they can just lay down some steam before they go back into class. And I think that is exactly the same kind of environment that we are now creating at BISK as well. So I think that's where people always think, what is the reason behind accreditation and what's the reason behind MOUs? And it's these kind of common grounds that's important. We've also asked now the Tishk University to assist us setting up our laboratories, our science laboratories. We're also adding brand new facilities onto our campus next year, and we're seeking their advice because I've seen their facilities, and of course we would like to ensure that our laboratories are not just school ready, but it's also university ready and prepare our students.
Up to the standard.
Absolutely. So I think that is just to mention a couple of things why we have an MOU and where we are going with this. Also, another reason is that you talk about internship, is that their staff that's in education, that they come and do their internship with us while they study, but also once they're qualified, that they can also do an internship program with us. Because ultimately you can see the vision for both institutions are world-class education. And that is where I really would like to take BISK, is that we are world-class education linking to universities like Tishk.
Certainly, certainly. Now, of course, education and having it become world-class would lead me to my first question that I'd like to forward to the conversation is, and of course I could not find a better, more professional opinion and facts from the two gentlemen I have sitting here with me.
Thank you very much.
And that is about the status of education in Iraq and Erbil. Perhaps Dr. Idrees could enlighten us.
You see, if we return back after uprising, 1991 actually, there was only one university in Kurdistan region.
Yeah, after the uprising in 1991,
only University of Salahuddin, consisting of 5 colleges approximately. But nowadays we have 35 universities, public and private. So they will cover
from 1 to 35.
Yes, they will cover, this university cover all the needs of the labor market, that the labor market, it may be there is some specialization until now is not available in any university, but in future we will expanding and we will cover all the fields that the society needs.
Of course.
This university, after uprising, established 2 universities, one in Duhok, one in Suleymania, besides of Salahuddin, and become 3 universities. So after collapse of Saddam Hussein regime in 2003, we decided to establish the private university besides of the public university. And all the regions, not only in Erbil and Suleymania and Duhok, and other provinces also.
Yes.
So in 2006, first time established Ministry of Higher Education Kurdistan region, and the strategic plan was to establish the universities, private university in the region. And we started, and gradually this expanded, and all other areas, not only in the big towns, and
the big
Khaza,
provinces.
for example. Khaza, this is after big town coming, for example, Koya, Soran, other places also.
It's not just like big towns, but also provinces.
Yes,
as
because
well.
of the needs of the society, they need to study their children in this university, because of transportation and the cost, other things, it's difficult to come to the big town to study here.
Of course.
So the plan was like this one. And our university opened the branch in Suleymania in 2014-15, actually. Now
So
the
it's pretty
university,
recent.
yes, now the university has a very good campus of Suleymania, parallel with the other universities that working there. And also the important thing, we have very good relation with reputable universities around the world.
Can you give us some examples?
We have with Germany, we have with the UK, we have with Italy universities, we have with the Poland universities. With the USA, we have two universities, we have signed memorandum of understanding. And also an
Putting
Arab,
the international in action.
yes, and also with the Arab countries, with Jordan especially, we have more than 10 universities relation with them, because before 2 months, all the university in Jordan, they came to here for special conference with our university. 20 universities they shared from Jordan.
Yes. And all of them are cooperating.
Cooperating,
with
yes,
Tishk
with the
University.
Tishk International University and other universities also. We have cooperation with Iraqi University, with Kurdistan University inside the Iraq, and outside the Iraq in the region, in the Middle East, we have cooperation, and the world also. Either with other universities in Russia and other countries, we have relation with them.
Of course.
With Iranian universities, with Russian universities, with other universities. But actually, we are focusing more with those universities that the study and the teaching with the English language. So there is a progress in this case.
Of course.
The situation actually gradually, there is a gap. Actually, there is a gap in between our programs and reputable good university around the world. We are now trying to decrease this gap, not to increase it. So
And bridge the distance.
bridging this distance by the signing memorandum of understanding, because we have exchange of student and staff with them, and also we have program joint conferences. Annually we have 6 to 8 conferences, this joint conference with the outside, with the international universities.
Safe.
Yes, and also besides of this one, joint research. We are our academic staff, they will do research with the other staffs in this university, this joint, besides of joint conferences. So there is a program, special program to achieve these activities around the world, not only inside the Kurdistan region.
Yes.
So the university have so many activities in this field.
So I can understand from you, Doctor, is there is a gap between education and the real world, and as Tishk University, you have taken it upon yourselves to bridge this gap between the two fields and to try and improve education on a national level and on an international level. Now, this brings me to my next question. What do Tishk and BISK have as roles when it comes down to education in Kurdistan and all over Iraq?
I will follow.
Of course, we are proud with this collaboration with the BISK schools that here, because international and with the high level good quality actually, because our university also international, and we are taking the very good student from these schools. Their background is English, of course, and we are completing curriculum that they are teaching in these schools. We are completing in the other stage for the college that they wanted to come. This is very important because the needs of the labor market and society for these specializations that we have, and they need very good student for the future to serve their community.
Certainly, and I think we couldn't find any better place to prepare students than Tishk University.
So this cooperation with the BISK is very important for us, and we are happy of that one actually. And we want to express our thanks to Mr. Jacques for this cooperation, that he comes and create this cooperation, and we already signed memorandum of understanding with them. We are so cooperating with this school, with other schools also, not only with the universities. This is important to this cooperation with the schools, because the product outcome of the school become the income of our university. So this is very important for
And
us.
the outcome of Tishk University is a member who contributes
To the
Kurdish
society, yes.
Now, perhaps Mr. Jacques can also contribute to the conversation.
Yeah, I think the ultimate outcomes is that we are producing a student that universities know, regardless if they are in Iraq or outside Iraq, they know that when our students apply, that they know that that's a quality student. I think our responsibility as an institution is to ensure that we offer a product for our students that's high quality, but also that cater for their needs, so that when they go and study and whatever they want to study, they can qualify for it. So for example, we are a school that offer the American stream as well as we offer the British stream.
Yeah.
And that means that students that do the IGCSE, they do the A-levels, they of course can study local and they can study abroad. The same with our American stream, where we offer AP and SAT. Students that sit those exams, they also can go and study abroad. And we ultimately also now this year in our American stream, we always focus on sciences, but from this year, with the ministry that gave us approval, we can offer humanities as well in our American stream. So now we have humanities and sciences in our British stream as well as in our American stream. And that of course broadens the subject choice for students, and that will cater for them to eventually qualify to go into university. And then, as I now mentioned, is that everybody in Iraq, that's my aim, that everybody in Iraq and outside Iraq knows that students that come from us is of a high academic standard, but also the way they conduct themselves. It's a student that you can include in your community, knowing that they will just add value. I think also another vision of our school is, and our group is now, of course, to continue extending our footprint in Iraq. And as we speak, we're also opening now a school in Baghdad.
Yes.
So we will now have Erbil and Baghdad, and within a year or two's time, we will also be in one or two more cities in Iraq. The school in Baghdad is operating under the name Al Yarmouk, and we are the operational partner with them. So that links to where we want to go with education, and again, collaboration with universities like Tishk, and give our students the opportunity to extend their footprint wherever they want to go.
Certainly. Now, all of these developments between BISK and Tishk International University and School brings me to my next point, which is all about the developments that are happening in the academic year of 24-25 at Tishk International University and BISK International School, Kurdistan. Now, Dr. Idrees, you could tell us about the developments that are happening at Tishk University.
Yes, of course, according to the needs of society and the labor market, there should be development. So we are studying and surveying the labor market in each year. What's the needs? According to that needs, we decided to open the new department that's serving the community. For example, in the medicine, the needs for dentistry, for the pharmacy, for the medical analysis, and for nursing, we opened this department according to the needs, because in the society there is needs and there is lack of specialization in this field. For engineering, as you see in Kurdistan, there is developments in the buildings, in the road, and everything. So we have engineering department, that civil engineering, architecture engineering. Also for the petroleum, we have on the lake of petrol in this region.
Yes.
So also we started to open petrochemical engineering, this industry. We have the oil, but we haven't any industry in this field. So this is very important, and this expansion and development in each field that we feel that it is needs for the society, we will start with it. For example, we have 2 airports, but we haven't any engineering in the field of the aviation.
Yes.
So all working, if you see, they're all working foreign people that coming from outside. So we want to depend on ourselves. Our responsibility to focus on that one and deliver the specialization in each field that there is lack of the specialization, the people.
Now, of course, all of this work is not done haphazardly and randomly. It's done through extensive research, yes?
Yes, of course. Research is very important. Without any research, you cannot develop the institution, the country. So this is one of the main important things that we are focusing on it.
Of course, this which also highlights how important Tishk University is in the leading research in Kurdistan region in Iraq. Yes, sir.
Yes, of course. We are doing the research not only our university, with cooperation with the other university in Iraq and Kurdistan region, outside also. So our academic staff, they are doing joint research. You see some field it needs, for example, for nanotechnology.
Yeah.
It needs joint research between our staff, and there is advanced centers in the world, and some university, they have very good laboratory and equipment that's not available here. So they will sharing their experience, and they will do joint research in this field and other research. That is a new field that there is many progress in the world, and the university will develop their ability in these fields.
Of course, and that's how you determine the specializations that a community can need or require.
Yes, of course.
Through research. Now, of course, these are some interesting developments happening at Tishk. Perhaps you can also shed some light at the developments that are happening.
Yeah, before I speak about BISK, I think one thing again that highlights at Tishk is they always first look at how to give back to local community and then look abroad. And I think that is something that we at BISK is also our aim, is to look at serving your community first and then looking abroad. And I think that is the fresh outlook since day one when I was speaking to the staff at Tishk and meeting the management team there, is that I realized they are all about let's serve our community first and then we go abroad. And I think that is the responsible way of doing it. And I think that's again why we're linking to Tishk, is because of their forward thinking. And I didn't know about aviation programs, so that's also good to hear. And I know quite a few of our students currently in school will be interested to find out more about aviation. We also know that aviation is quite difficult programs to get in. It's also a very expensive program to get into if you want to train as a pilot. We know worldwide it is a very expensive program to do. So
it's one of my dreams to become a pilot.
And 2/3 of students normally abroad needs to fund it themselves at a very expensive price. So it's these kind of things that I find exciting. And this is also where we also want our students, we're talking about internship, but our students also are not just academically prepared, but that they also are prepared and ready to go to university, but they also that before they choose their courses, that they were well informed in school about what each career is about. And that's why this coming year as well, talking about new developments, in 24-25, we are going to add an internship program where our students for a week will be able to collaborate with workplaces, and they can spend a week there to understand exactly what it is. Of course, we as a group, as a school, will be very selective in employment, so which companies to choose, and they will be well briefed, and our students will then go for a program that they can come back. For example, I've seen it with my own son that wanted to do engineering, and he spent a couple of days in engineering and came back and said, not what I thought it's on the ground, and he's going to go in a different career. And that's what you want. You want them to make well-informed decisions. Also, as I already mentioned, second component for academic side is that we bring humanities into the American stream, which I think also again caters for quite a few students. And besides that, also we have building extension, so we're adding 27,000 square meters onto our campus, which will include an indoor pool, 2 more football facilities, 2 indoor gym facilities, and then also adding state-of-the-art laboratories as well as a theatre, auditorium that can seat 500 students and all of people as well. So that also means we can run an extensive cultural program next year. So we're introducing an arts and clubs and society program in the afternoons. And linking to that, we would like to grow our music program, we want to grow our drama program, and we will have those facilities that we can have. Hopefully in a year's time, we can have our own concerts at our campus. We have, from a staffing point of view, we are currently catering 16. We have 16 nationalities teaching at our school. Our student nationality is 38. That's also an increase from last year to this year. And then of course we talking about student welfare.
Certainly.
We've introduced another social worker into our program, into our staff, to assist for primary. We've also are extending our medical care program for our students. So we have 2 nurses and a GP on our campus every day to look after our student welfare.
So
and
we don't just cater the needs of education.
No, exactly. And then also we started bringing in the Fun Tuesdays, and we bring in a component where students must understand that we're an academic institution, but you can learn while you're having fun. And we all know that when you are at a place where you're comfortable and you are having fun, that is when you get the biggest results, the most results out of people. And that is my ultimate goal, is that BISK is a place where everybody can be the best that they can be.
Certainly. Now, amidst all of these developments, whether educational or into the well-being of students, there has to also be a rise in technology, judging by what I'm using right now instead of a pen and paper. Now, with technology, of course, comes artificial intelligence, which is going to bring me to my next question, and that is, does artificial intelligence play a role in education? So what are some thoughts we can get from Mr. Dr. Idrees and Mr. Jacques?
So in the field of development also, we started the planning for the next year to open the Department of Artificial Intelligence, cybersecurity and other specialization that is nowadays important in any society. So we will start, inshallah, for the next year with these departments, because you see the science is in progress. So if you are not following, so the gap will be increased instead of decreasing the gap.
Of course.
So we are working on that one. Also important internship program, as mentioned to Jacques. Besides of internship program, we are sharing or participating the student in the research program, because internship with the research completing each other, and it is very important from now. After graduation, the student is ready for postgraduate study. They should learn the research from now, and they will participating with the academic staff and the research, and we will preparing them for the future. That is good, and this also helping to expand and the progress in the university, the knowledge and other things. And the very good student, they will return back, we employing them as assistant, and then we are giving them opportunity to go to study MSc or PhD outside, and we are supporting them. We are special program for scholarship program for them, because our planning is for the future to prepare our staff depending on ourselves, not only bringing the staff from the outside. So it may be for a few years, 5, 6 years, it may be 70, 80%. We are depending on our academic staff and researchers inside.
Yeah,
But
which also touches upon the
But
previous point.
this not means that we are in cooperation with the other university in all fields, but depending on ourselves in academic side to teaching our students.
Now, of course, this also touches upon the previous point where we mentioned that we want to give to the local community and then we think international. And I think it's beautiful that we want to look up and look out for what we have rather than try to replace. Don't you think so?
Of course, this is first step important to local community. This is what we need here. And also at the same time we are part of this big world. So also we want to prepare the students or the graduates to participate in research or other fields in the world, not only locally, internationally. This is important.
Now, to bring it back to the question, how often is the use of AI included in academic work or in the artificial intelligence?
No, we are using artificial intelligence in all. For example, in teaching process, in laboratories and everything, if you see our classrooms equipped with the latest smart board that exists now for teaching process and technology you are using for that. And we are using also digital equipments. Latest one, we equip the laboratories for engineering, for example. If you see and you see the labs, you see everything is new and updated. Besides of this one also, and daily working, we are using digital process.
Of course, yeah. Digital
That
processes have become a lot easier with artificial
Of course.
intelligence.
So this is important. We are working on that one, not only in teaching, in working and treating with other institutions that are related to us.
Of course, of course. Now, Mr. Jacques, perhaps you can also share your thoughts with us about AI's role in education.
I think AI plays a very important role. We've just appointed a robotics teacher at our school. So his role will be to start running a robotics program. So in the afternoons we have club societies I mentioned earlier. One of them will be robotics. Also part of his role is innovation, and his task is to evolve innovation in our school, including just as Tish have, we have smart boards in every classroom, and it's his role to evolve the use of these smart boards in the classrooms, that we evolve innovation. Also, one thing we are encouraging is that students are using AI.
Yeah.
Because going forward, AI will become part of life as it is already. We don't even realize where AI is already playing a role. But it's also teaching them how to use AI in a responsible manner. So for example, English essay. You need to do an English essay about what is the role of education in Iraq. You can go and a lot of AI platforms will give it to you, but ultimately you need to learn to fact check that information, because not all AI information is always correct. And number two, you need to put your own voice into it. And this is where, going forward, we need to teach students how to use it in a responsible manner. And of course, we have also platforms, introducing platforms to check how much AI is there in information.
Of course, for example, turn it in.
Turn it in, for example, but there's also a little bit more high-level platforms as well than that.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of getting the students to find a balance between AI and myself. And it's also our role as institutions to grow that and to teach your staff how to use AI, and your students as well, and to make your lessons also a little bit more exciting using AI.
So technology does play a role in learning and teaching.
No, absolutely. So those are the kind of measures we are putting in place to ensure that AI will be live at school, and that we also teach the staff and students in a responsible manner how to use it.
And how to handle AI responsibly.
Absolutely, because when when we roll them over to Tishk University, for example, they know that our students had some input from AI. They know how to use it, and also they can, of course, then take them further and broaden their horizons further in that manner.
Of course. So AI is not a boogeyman when it comes to education.
No, it's not. I
it's
think
a helping tool.
I've been part of a discussion a couple of weeks ago where a couple of academic institutions said they just block AI, and I think you create a nightmare for yourself if you want to block AI. It's going to be part of life, and rather instead of stopping a wave, you will never be able to stop. Ride it with him, but also try to be one step ahead. And I think that is where, again, where academic institutions that can be that's using it, but that's also trying to be one step ahead and see where this thing is going. You will be the institution of choice going forward.
Of course, the institution that is high tech, or on the edge of the technological wave, let's say.
No, absolutely.
Now, this brings me to
excuse me, you see, after Corona diseases, this become developed at AI. When they we changed the lectures to online and electronics.
Yeah.
So everything.
I was there during that time.
Everything will change, and this developed that AI developed more, and every field in the university, because at that time the student cannot share in the class to teach them outside. So you should develop AI in this field to transfer the knowledge for them via these channels, either online or electronic side. So in that case, we open a new department or office for online teaching. So there was an experiment in this field in our university.
All of which helped with the use of AI and artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Now, of course, all of this, the part that is making the education easier for the student, plays a major role in the importance of the well-being of said student. Now, I'd like to gather some thoughts, because this is also going to be the closing thoughts for this interview that we have had. Now, how does the importance of student well-being play a role in the education for a student?
It is important to work on the student. A student also now become familiar with the whole strategic plan, and that we are started. We have 3 plans: short-term, mid-term, and long-term. The student involving in this plan. This is because reflecting on them in the future.
Yeah.
So we are focusing. Our focus is the student, not a teacher. So it is important that the student depending and taking the responsibility in each activity in the university to depend on on themselves. When they go to the society, they should implement the knowledge and experience that taken from university, and they not needed other comes from outside to learn them.
They wouldn't depend on someone else. They would depend on themselves.
This is very important, and we have in our plan, actually, a strategic plan. I mentioned that we are focusing how to change the teaching process to the learning process. Within this process, this will complete it for the student.
Yeah, it would help in the well-being of the education of students.
Yes.
Now, thank you so much, Professor. We can have Mr. Jacques.
Yeah, I think a link to that is that the student must understand they're responsible. I think in a school environment, it's so quick to say, but my parents are responsible and the student can just do what they want to, but we're changing the focus. And I think that's very important, is that it becomes student focused. As a student must be responsible and accountable. And I think also we are strengthening the partnership between us as a school and the student and the parents. The parents these days are quick to to say, but it's because we're a private institution, we need to be involved in parenting as well. And I think that's why we change it, is to say, no, the parent will always still continue playing the role, and the student must play their role as well. And I think that is also where we as a school are currently strengthening our relationship with the parents and the students, and also explaining to the parents their role and the students their role. Because I think in the modern education, that has gone blurry a bit. Also,
it plays a part in the well-being
no,
of the students.
exactly. When we know that the parent understand their role, and we as and the student understand their role, it helps with their well-being as well. And that's why we also introduced 2 student counselors as well, so that if that the parent-student relationship do not go pear-shaped, of course, there's a student counselor that's there to assist with that, and also to strengthen sometimes the relationship at home as well between parents and students. And of course, this is our responsibility as a school to play that role, to explain that. I think also, just linking back a little bit to the AI question as well, social media and AI has grown so much, and our generation has not grown up with it. But because we are working in the areas we are of course trying to stay ahead. But your average parent that doesn't work with that does not. And it's again our role and our responsibility to explain to the parents what are the pros and cons to AI as well as social media at home. And especially, I think, where in certain countries the laws are not that clear exactly about what are the what's rules about social media and what can happen if you misuse it. I think that in certain countries is still not clear, and that's why we as a school need to play that role to explain to parents,
of course,
that it's to teach them and to educate them. That's our role.
It's how to use AI responsibly.
And that's a school's role, is to educate, not just again back to maths and sciences, but also about what is the community responsibility, parents' responsibility.
Of course.
And I think that's the major role for us, and that links to student well-being. Also, I've mentioned the programs that we are adding this year to ensure that students are happier at school, because research has shown across the world where you thrive in an environment, that's when you have the maximum results. And it goes back to, again, being responsible, be the best that you can be.
Yes,
and if you're the best that you can be, it just adds back to the best, to the society and to yourself.
Of course. Now,
And I hope we'll continue this relation with your school, between schools and the university, and develop more for the future and the benefit of the student, country, and education process as a whole. So we are ready for that one, and I express my thanks to Mr. Jacques and all your family in the school for this coordination and this relation that we have now, and it should be progress more in the future.
Absolutely. I would also like to say thank you to Dr. Idrees and the whole Tish team. I've only been here a couple of months, but the way you've also welcomed me, and also every time I go to campus, it's like I don't feel like an outsider. It feels like I'm just continuing with family there. I really, really value it, and I think that is what makes you can feel when you go to your campus, there's this family environment, and I think boosting the family environment in our school, I think that's also where we link. And I think this whole conversation, I could have actually just kept quiet and just keep listening to Dr. Idrees.
I wish for you all success in your work.
The way you're going forward with your institution, it's exciting, and we're looking forward to continue working and with our collaboration with you. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for joining us today. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you for this invitation and cooperation together.
Thank you.
Of course, the pleasure is all ours. Thank you so much, Dr. Idrees, for joining us. And thank you so much, Mr. Jacques, for being a part of the show as well. And thank you for our audiences watching us at home. We have been BISK Proud.